so, he reshaped the entire course of modern philosophy. To understand Wittgenstein's philosophy, we first need to understand the man himself, because few philosophers lived as intensely or as restlessly as he did. So let's find out who Wittgenstein was and explore his ideas. Born in 1889 into one of the wealthiest families in Vienna, Ludwig Wittgenstein grew up surrounded by culture, intellect, and extreme pressure to succeed. His father, Carl Wittgenstein, was a powerful steel magnate who demanded excellence from his children. The Wittgenstein household was frequented by some of the greatest minds of the time. Composers like Gustav Mahler and Johannes Brahms were regular visitors. Yet despite this privileged upbringing, Ludwig's life would be marked by deep inner turmoil, radical transformations, and an obsessive dedication to philosophy. Initially, Wittgenstein didn't set out to become a philosopher. He studied engineering in Berlin before moving to Manchester to work on aeronautics. It was there that he became fascinated with logic, particularly the work of Gottlob Frege and Bertrand Russell. This interest quickly consumed him. In 1911, he traveled to Cambridge to study under Russell, who was immediately struck by Wittgenstein's intensity. Within a few years, Russell declared that Wittgenstein was a genius, someone who might well surpass all of his predecessors in logic. But Wittgenstein's philosophical pursuits were interrupted by World War I. Unlike many intellectuals of his time, he didn't avoid the conflict. Instead, he enlisted voluntarily in the Austro-Hungarian army, even requesting to be sent to the front lines. He carried a copy of Tolstoy's Gospel in Brief with him, and during this period, he underwent a profound spiritual transformation. It was in the trenches that he developed the core ideas of Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus, the book that would make him famous. He believed he had solved all of philosophy's problems, and with that, walked away from academia. Giving away his inherited fortune and retreating into an austere, solitary life. For years, Wittgenstein lived in near isolation, working as a schoolteacher in rural Austria. His strict and unconventional teaching methods made him both respected and feared by his students. But his dissatisfaction with philosophy never fully disappeared. In 1929, he unexpectedly returned to Cambridge, not as a student, but as a lecturer. And over the next 2 decades, his views underwent a dramatic shift. The logical, rigid structure of Tractatus gave way to the more fluid, dynamic concepts of philosophical investigations. His later years were spent refining these ideas, often in solitude. He traveled frequently, seeking quiet places to think, whether in a remote Norwegian cabin or a small cottage in Ireland. He never married, had little interest in material wealth, and remained enigmatic even to his closest friends. By the time he died of cancer in 1951, he had left behind not just a revolution in philosophy, but a personal legacy as one of the most uncompromising, restless thinkers of the modern age. Wittgenstein's life was one of extremes: intellectual brilliance, personal asceticism, and radical self-reinvention. And as we will see, his philosophy mirrors this same relentless search for clarity, constantly challenging and reshaping itself over time. Wittgenstein's early work was driven by a singular, audacious goal: to define the precise limits of what can be meaningfully said. He believed that language, when properly analyzed, could reveal the structure of reality itself, and that everything outside these limits, including ethics, metaphysics, and even philosophy itself, belonged to the realm of the unsayable. This vision culminated in his first and only published book during his lifetime, Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus, 1921. Written largely while serving as a soldier during World War I, the Tractatus is a dense and enigmatic work, structured as a series of numbered propositions, each building upon the last. It opens with one of the most famous statements in modern philosophy: "The world is everything that is the case." For Wittgenstein, the world consists of facts, things that are the case, rather than objects or substances. And these facts can only be meaningfully represented through language, which he saw as a kind of logical picture of reality. At the heart of the Tractatus is what has come to be known as the picture theory of language. According to this view, language works by mirroring the logical structure of the world. Words correspond to objects. Sentences correspond to states of affairs. And when we use language correctly, we create accurate pictures of reality. But this also means that anything which cannot be pictured in this way, such as ethics, aesthetics, or the meaning of life, falls outside the realm of meaningful discourse. This leads to perhaps the most radical claim of the Tractatus: whereof one cannot speak, thereof one must be silent. Wittgenstein saw this as the solution to many traditional philosophical problems. Questions about metaphysics, the soul, or the nature of the good life were, in his view, not problems to be solved, but misuses of language. Philosophy's task was not to provide answers to these questions, but to reveal them as meaningless from a linguistic standpoint. It was this aspect of the Tractatus that resonated most with the Vienna Circle, a group of early 20th century philosophers who developed logical positivism, a movement that sought to eliminate metaphysical speculation and ground all knowledge in empirical science and formal logic. They interpreted Wittgenstein as arguing that meaningful statements must be either empirically verifiable or logically necessary. Everything else, including much of traditional philosophy, was dismissed as nonsensical. Wittgenstein truly believed that he had solved philosophy. With the completion of the Tractatus, he saw no reason to continue the discipline and walked away, as stated previously, giving away his inheritance and living in near solitude. When Ludwig Wittgenstein returned to philosophy in the late 1920s, he began dismantling the very framework he had constructed in the Tractatus Logico-Philosophicus. As mentioned earlier, he had once believed that language functioned as a rigid, logical structure, mirroring the world through clear, definable propositions. But over time, he came to see this view as deeply flawed. Instead, in his later masterpiece, Philosophical Investigations, Wittgenstein introduced a radically different way of thinking about language. One that rejected the idea that words derive meaning from a fixed logical structure. Rather than words being bound by a singular underlying essence, he argued that meaning is shaped by use, by the specific context in which words are spoken and understood. This shift gave rise to one of his most influential ideas: language games. To Wittgenstein, language is not a single unified system governed by rigid logical rules. Instead, it consists of many different language games, each with its own internal logic and purpose. A language game is essentially any form of communication that operates according to specific, often implicit rules. Consider the ways we use language in everyday life: making a promise, asking a question, giving an order, telling a joke, describing a feeling, conducting a scientific experiment. Each of these is its own language game with its own rules of meaning. The way words function in one context may not apply in another. When a scientist says, "This is true," they mean something different than when a poet, a politician, or a child says the same phrase. Another example of Wittgenstein's language games is the difference between legal discourse and moral reasoning. Consider the phrase, "That action was wrong." In a courtroom, this belongs to the legal language game, where wrongdoing is defined by laws and evidence. A lawyer would ask, does this action violate a statute? If a friend says, "That action was wrong," they are not necessarily referring to a legal violation, but rather expressing a personal or cultural judgment based on ethical intuition, emotions, or social norms. The mistake, from Wittgenstein's perspective, would be to assume that these two language games must operate by the same rules. Crucially, Wittgenstein argued that meaning is not something that exists independently of these contexts. It emerges through use. In other words, there is no single ultimate essence of a word like truth, justice, or love. Their meanings depend on the language games they are part of. This was a profound departure from his earlier belief that language had a fixed logical structure. Instead of seeking a grand unified theory of meaning, he encouraged us to look at how words are actually used in practice. Another key insight from philosophical investigations is Wittgenstein's private language argument, which challenges the idea that we can have a language that is purely private, one that only an individual could understand. Imagine trying to create a language to describe your own internal sensations, such as pain. If you were the only person who ever used and understood this language, how would you know you were using words correctly? Wittgenstein argued that language requires a shared framework, a set of social rules that allow us to communicate and verify meaning. This idea had profound implications for philosophy. It suggested that our thoughts and even our self-understanding are not purely private affairs. They are shaped by the languages we inherit from our communities. Wittgenstein's ideas have significantly influenced political and social thought, particularly in discussions on discourse and power, despite his lack of direct engagement with political philosophy. His work anticipated themes later developed by thinkers like Michel Foucault, particularly the idea that language shapes reality. If meaning is determined by use, then those who control discourse effectively control how reality is perceived, a concept central to critiques of propaganda, media manipulation, and political rhetoric. Furthermore, Wittgenstein's notion of language games helps explain the limits of debate in public discourse. Political debates often feel like they are talking past each other. They may use the same words, while operating within entirely different conceptual frameworks, leading to miscommunication and seemingly irresolvable conflicts. Wittgenstein's philosophy does not end with a grand conclusion. It leaves us with an awareness of how fragile and contingent our understanding of the world really is. His work reminds us that meaning is not something we uncover, but something we create, constantly, through our participation in language. So the next time you find yourself in a debate, a disagreement, or simply struggling to put your thoughts into words, ask yourself, are we speaking the same language? Or are we just playing different games?
What are you doing?
Perhaps the task of philosophy is not to find absolute truths, but to recognize the invisible structures of meaning that shape our thoughts, and in doing so, to navigate them more carefully. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the thumbs up button and share your thoughts in the comments below.
Some of the darkest philosophers in history provide some of the most profound insights into existence. Learn how to more boldly face up to reality and forge powerful new ways of thinking from some of history's greatest minds in my book, The Art of Living a Meaningless Existence. The link is in the description. Is it possible to truly be a
Jonah, you there? Shit.
You okay?
Jonah, I'm here. Just a little stuck. A rock hit my leg.
Don't move, I'll get help.
No, I'm right on Trinity's tail. I don't want to attract attention.
I'm on my way.
I won't be long. Jonah, I'm out. Be careful, the way into the site is full of traps.
Trinity's not done with it yet.
They're protecting something.
6 weeks, and still no solid leads on who's leading the local Trinity cell. But I talked to some people in town, and they're excited. There's a VIP coming to the Day of the Dead. Name's Dominguez. We should look into it.
Jonah, I made it.
I'm on my way in. Almost there.
Sorry I didn't wait. Be careful.
Laura! Wow. Get a load of this place. Guess all that research paid off. Now we know what Trinity is after.
Yeah, they really didn't want us in here.
I'm glad we followed your father's notes. I saw where the passage collapsed on you back there. You want me to take a look at that wound?
No, I'm fine.
What is all this?
Constellations. This inscription is some sort of riddle. Pink fish.
Pink fish?
Silver-crowned mountain. There's a date here. But something's off. It looks like it was damaged, perhaps intentionally.
Why would Trinity sabotage this? They usually just destroy everything.
No, I think the damage is older. But who would have tampered with it?
Laura! We gotta get out of here. Laura!
I have to get this!
Come on! Move! Move!
Hurry!
Come on!
If you hadn't dragged me out, I'd still be in there taking pictures.
We'd still be in there. Don't know if you'd be doing much.
Jonah.
Hey, you want to freshen up? Regroup at the cafe? Dr. Dominguez is supposed to be there tonight.
Sounds good. I'll try and decipher the riddle, see if the date has anything to do with it.
Right. Pink fish, Silver Crown Mountains, I'll look into it. By the way, this cafe is supposed to have really good food. I know the chef.
I'm not very hungry.
After all of that, I'm starving. There he is.
Anything new on Dr. Dominguez?
Not much. He's leading a few Trinity digs in the area.
My father mentioned him in his journal more than once. He's an expert on pre-colonial ruins.
Everyone says he's a great guy. Big help to the town. So how's your leg?
Jonah, look. The riddle. Its directions. To find the hidden city, go south along the shore until you find the pink fish.
I found something for that. It's pink dolphins, found only in the Amazon.
It goes on. Then chase the heart of the serpent to the silver-crowned mountain. Look at this. It's the constellation Hydra, the serpent. This star is the heart. It's set in the southwest.
So southwest from the Amazon River. Brazil.
Peru.
Peru?
Okay, this date from the ruins, see? If you look closely, it is damaged. This number looks like a Maya 13, but what if it's really an 8? With precession, it...
What?
Precession. The Earth tilts, so over time, these stars appear in a different place on the horizon. Important if you're navigating by the night sky.
Okay.
In the Maya calendar, that's a 2,000-year difference. Back then, the heart of the serpent set directly to the west.
So, that's why it's in Peru, not Brazil. Trinity has been looking in the wrong place.
Exactly. We need to look for the silver-crowned mountain in Peru. There's more. Something about a key. What is Trinity looking for in the hidden city?
Doctor, we found it.
Yes. Show me.
You heard that too, right?
Let's see where he goes.
Wait, hold on. Trinity's watching this place. Let's try to blend in. Trinity's people are armed. I heard they brought in reinforcements.
I'll stay out of their way. I want to avoid what happened with the last cell we took down.
They must know we were at the other site. So much for a night off.
Where did Dominguez go?
He can't be far. He must be in the courtyard somewhere.
Yeah,
Let's look around.
someone must know something.
Hey, Sammy, how's it going?
Gracias, Jonah.
All this food is making my stomach rumble.
Guess you should have eaten.
I was too excited.
As usual.
No estaba de ánimo para celebrar, pero tienes razón. Se merece una fiesta.
Where did he go?
Let's keep looking.
Can you believe it? This one was caught drinking the ofrendas.
Oh dear. I'm sure I was just as mischievous as a child.
No need to punish him. The tequila will take care of that on its own. He drank enough.
How's your leg, by the way?
It's fine if I don't think about it.
I don't see him. Let's keep looking.
Este año también había la decoración del frente de la iglesia.
Youth is wasted on the young, my dear.
So I've heard.
Not me, though. I had a proper wild youth.
Sí, quería que lo hicieras, pero no quería crear esperanzas. A mamá.
dije que podía terminarlo todo. ¿No es así?
Sí, me lo dijiste muchas
Look, for my father.
Maybe I could light one for my mother. I'm not really used to crowds.
You'd rather storm guards or the deathless?
No, this is fine. Jonah, he's at the gate.
I see him.
You've certainly made an impression with the locals.
I like it here. Good people.
Good. Be sure I'm not followed.
I think I can find another way over the wall.
I'll take care of these guys. Hey, fellas, how you doing?
Good. You can't come through this way.
I heard there was some kind of a crazy fiesta, like chicks and skull makeup. Y'all know anything about that?
It's not for tourists.
No, you know, Maria invited me. You know her? She's my cousin. My abuela, she was from here, don't look like it, rest her soul. I wanted to make like an offering. What's that thing you do with the blankets? All right, you know what? I can see you guys are busy. I won't waste any more of your time. Y'all keep on trucking. Thanks for your service. Keeping us safe.
Jonah, I'm in.
Good. Those guards weren't at the gate earlier. Dominguez must suspect something.
¿Estarán relacionadas con tus peores miedos?
Jonah is a survivor and a good friend. I met him several years ago on my first expedition on board the Endurance. He made me laugh the first time I spoke to him, calling me Little Bird. We've been through so much since then, and after I lost touch with my best friend Sam, Jonah was always there for me. He came with me to Katash and helped me find the divine source, the artifact my father was looking for when he was killed. After I destroyed the divine source to keep it from Trinity's hands, Jonah helped me hunt them down, cell by cell. When I finished deciphering my father's notes, Jonah thought that Cozumel was the best place to start. At first, I didn't believe him, but he was right. The site in Cozumel was the only one we found that wasn't destroyed. Now I know why. Trinity knows there's a piece of the puzzle missing, and I need to find out what it is before they do. Excuse me.
Make contact with the High Consul, Commander.
Yes, sir. Even after the fiasco in Brazil. No one questions your leadership of the organization.
We've come too far to stop now.
Yes, sir. They're ready for anything.
We never made it to our honeymoon.
I'm sorry for your loss.
Perhaps I will make the trip alone.
Pardon. Jonah, Dominguez is not just the leader of the cell. I think he's the leader of Trinity.
We need to be careful. Laura.
Yeah, I heard you.
Cuidado.
Disculpe, señorita.
My fault.
Estoy bien. ¿Y usted? ¡Qué hermoso!
Someone set off a trap at the first site. We think it was Croft.
Wait.
What's wrong?
I want confirmation. No more guessing.
I'll make sure we get visual confirmation.
Jonah, they might have noticed me. I'll try the back alley.
I'll find another way around.
Todos lo saben.
Doctor, son muchos de sus hombres.
You can never be too safe. You're very gracious. Thank you.
We should go. This is Commander Rourke. Dominguez wants confirmation Croft is here. You have the photo. Female, Caucasian, early 20s. You got that?
Well?
Good. They'll find her.
Good. I don't want anyone getting in there. Hey, get out of my office.
Sorry.
Close the door when you leave.
Right.
Lo siento!
Don't worry. Go, play.
The readings at the site are unlike anything we've ever seen.
It's the key to our next phase.
If this is it, we'll be ready.
Jonah, they've entered the dig site. It's fenced off and there's a guard at the gate. I'll find another way in.
I found a good spot. I'll watch the perimeter.
There's got to be more to these ruins. A Maya pyramid inside some sort of cave.
Take him into the ruins. You'll be far enough out of earshot.
No, please, don't make this harder than it needs.
It's your own fault.
No witnesses. No! Please, no! They must run in your family. Please, no!
Would you get it over with already? They want us back ASAP.
Come on, just do it.
Squealing must run in your family.
Please, no!
Any final words?
Wait. I'm a government official. I'm supposed to be here.
Not anymore, Mr. Lead Archaeologist. Your employment has been terminated.
Please, no. I have money. I can pay you.
I won't hurt you. You work for Trinity. What did they find?
Well, they've been searching for a temple entrance for many years. Today they found it. I have to go warn my sister. She's on her way here now.
Jonah, Trinity just tried to kill a local archaeologist.
Oh, God.
I have to find what they're looking for.
This is Commander Rourke. All teams, get ready for Operation Blackout.
better check those ruins. I better check those ruins. I know this figure. Ishel, the goddess of the full moon. Oh, and this is Shakshel, the new moon. There's an inscription. Shakshel, the key lies beyond her gaze. The key. This is it. The entrance must be down there. Got to make my way down. Ishel and Shakshel are two faces of the same goddess. Ishel is the young woman and represents life and healing. She's associated with the full moon. Shakshel is the old woman and represents death. She is associated with the new moon. Together as the twins, symbols of duality in the cycle of life and death. Okay, this should work. All right.
This is Commander Rourke. I want the site secured ASAP. When Dr. Dominguez arrives, we all go in together. get ready. Dr. Dominguez is on his way down.
Damn, I better hurry. This. The statue was looking at that cave. This is it. Jonah, I'm entering a cave. We may lose contact.
Copy that. I'll keep an eye on Trinity out here.
This cave looks like it's usually underwater. The carvings on this Maya monolith are far too deteriorated to read. This mural depicts some kind of voyage or pilgrimage undertaken by the Maya. Seems they carried an item of great import and traveled south to the source of the pink fish. The Amazon River, just like Jonah said. Right. What is this place? holding cells.